just concluded All Progressives Congress Party primaries in Ondo State, so the governorship flag bearer ahead of the November election in the state is beginning to raise dust. The campaign organization of Olushola Oke has described the governorship primary election of the All Progressives Congress in Ondo State as a sham. In a statement, Ojo Oyewamide, spokesperson of the Olushola Oke campaign organization, claimed that the primary election did not take place. Oyewamide alleged that the election officers were known supporters of a particular aspirant. However, according to Usman Ododo-led committee, Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa won the nomination with a resounding victory, amassing a total of 48,569 votes in the primaries. His closest contender, Mayo Akinfolarin, trailed behind with 15,343 votes, while Chief Olushola Oke secured the third position with 14,865 votes. Joining us now on the show is Benson Enikuomehin, a lawyer, former senior special assistant to former governor of Ondo State, Rotimi Akeredolu, and a former representative of Ondo State on the board of the Niger Delta Development Commission. Good morning, and you're most welcome to the morning show.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
It's
a pleasure being here.
Yeah. It's good to see you again.
Thank you very much, Mr.
Now,
Abati.
there are two sides to what has just happened in Ondo State, in your party. There are persons who say, yes, Governor Ayedatiwa won validly in 16 out of the 18 local government areas. But there are persons, including Mr. Olushola Oke, saying that no, that whole process was a sham. Akintenewa also does not agree. There are others who also do not agree. But what's your own take? What do you think really happened? Beyond just telling us that the party has an appeals committee, whoever is aggrieved should go to the appeals committee. We just want an honest, assessment of what happened.
When a man takes oath of office, he says, I say this on honor, or he carries the Bible or the Quran, and he swears to an oath. For me, I am not to swear to an oath this morning, but I will tell you point blank the event that happened in Ondo State on the 20th of April. I was on ground. On Friday, which was the 19th day of April, Senator Moagege called in the evening time all the aspirants and told them that by tomorrow morning, which was Saturday morning, that materials meant for the election will be distributed at Von Hotel. Von Hotel is at Ijakpo, and that everybody should be present by 7 o'clock. By 6:30, the agent of virtually all the aspirants were present. In fact, one of the aspirants was present in person of Honorable Benga Edema in that place. From 6:30 till almost 9:30, there was nothing that was going on. Everybody was asking, where are the materials we will use for the purpose of this election? There was none. It was thereafter the governor of Kogi State came around that past 9, and when he was now asked, sir, you are the chairman of this election committee. We will need materials for the purpose of this election. Where are the materials? He told the people that were present, whom I verily believed, that the materials had been distributed as early as 6:30 in the morning. Who distributed the materials? To which place? These materials are meant for the 18 local governments. How did they fly out from this place? Omagege told us yesterday, come by 7 o'clock. Now we came by 6:30. And you are saying that the materials have been distributed. To where? And I tell you for free, Mr. Abati, the truth of the matter is that materials for the primary election in Ondo State were never seen. You just to be in the story of Ali and Angel, to be in the spirit to see the material. No. there was no material distributed. Persons who were to be returning officers, who should be in the various wards, none existed. I was in Ondo South. I am an Elijah man. I was to go and participate. As we went from one place to the other, we discovered people were just shouting, we need materials. At 11:30, the materials were not distributed. But we reliably gathered that these persons who were supposed to be electoral officers to manage the affairs of the party in the local government were all in Akure. What they were doing, only God knows. And then at the end of the day, they shun out results. So the truth of the matter is this. The party guideline provides for procedure that must be followed in this kind of primaries. And if a people have made unto themselves a procedure to be followed, it will be antithetical for them to go backward and do otherwise. So the guideline for this 2024 primary election was provided by the party. I plead with you, sir, if I may read out what the procedure is all about. Election materials, that is Article 23. It says, the word electoral returning officer shall take delivery from the local government election committee of the following electoral materials for the election. A, register of members of the ward. B, APC official result forms for the ward. So if at the state level these materials were not available, what will we use? Can we build something on nothing and for it to stand? Will you multiply 0 by 5 million and then you will get 50 million? It will be 0. So there were no electoral materials. There were no individuals who came to say, we are the officers who will manage this. And, sir, I challenge anyone to show to the whole world where these materials were distributed at Von Hotel. If it is done, I will apologize.
All right.
None.
Okay, so a number of incidents have come out of the APC primaries in Ondo State. And I just had to ask you, sir, what big challenge does the party have with organizing free and fair primaries? We saw what happened in Edo State, where at the end of the day, about 3 or 4 people came out to claim that they were the ones who won the primaries and they had to run the elections again, and then a substantive emerged. Now in Ondo State, we're having similar challenges. In the federal local government, it was said that there was shooting and violence, according to the returning officer there. But the chairman of the committee, of the election committee, Governor of Kogi State, said that it was peaceful and he declared results from that election, even though people said they fled, according to reports. So there are conflicting reports from the same party. First is, what is the big challenge for your party to organize a sane, free and fair primaries? Because it doesn't speak well in terms of what then should people expect at the elections if there's such violence at this level. And then 2, can you give I don't know if you know what happened at the federal local government area,
of course, yes,
because there are 2 conflicting reports from the conflicting reports. Can you confirm what happened there?
Now, you can only give what you have. If you don't have something, you can't give out. With greatest respect to the governor of Kogi State, I am shocked, and this is beyond any human comprehension, that he will come out and say the election was free, fair, and credible. Haba, the governor should have some modicum of conscience when he talks in this form. I am from that state. He came in to Von Hotel at 9:30. For you to conduct the election, you must have the membership, what they call register, which you will distribute the materials to be used. How can INEC come to conduct election and INEC says there are no voters registers, there are no what do you call it, this thing that they used in thumb printing, that they are not there, and then you come and you say you declare election? This is ridiculous. In all honesty and in all sincerity, at least I know my word, Ugbo word 4. the governor of Ondo State and I are from the same ward. We vote in the same ward. No materials in Ugbo Ward 4. So if you are recording election, the governor was not even allowed to come to his ward, to his own unit to vote. He is from Obenla. I am from Enikuomehin. We are from the same ward, Ugbo Ward 4. No election. So if there were no election, there were no materials to be used, how dare you go ahead to declare victory? Coming to Ifedore, Dr. Adelusi Obe, was the former chairman of that local government. He spoke to me and confirmed in all sincerity that there were no votings in the 10 wards in Ifedore. None. It was brigandage. You know, we raised this alarm earlier. We said the team of the governor was planning to have 50-50 persons per ward who will unleash crisis once they find out that they are not going to succeed. We raised it and we said it. Where they denied, they came and said, oh, they only had meeting in Akure for the purpose of planning their logistics. But it has come out. Not only in Ifedore, in Idori local government, the same thing happened. The challenge was terrible. In Akure, it was the same. But in Ondo South, materials did not come at all because there was none that was distributed. Nemo that quad not have it. You can only give what you have. You don't have materials. What are you going to use for the purpose of conducting the election? So what happened was allocation of results. I read on the social media, I don't know whether they will confirm it. Honorable Mayowa Akinfolari was said to have scored about 15,000 votes. Akinfolari withdrew for the governor and said he had subsumed his interest for the governor. How will you be allocating result to him? We went around the state.
When did he withdraw?
He withdrew a day before.
A day before the election?
Very well.
And he still got votes?
He still got over 15. And then defeated Chief Olusolawokun, who had been on ground, who had gone round. If you go, that's the governor said something.
So in all fairness, so let's get to who is your candidate in this something? In
all honesty, and I must be very frank here, I prefer, and I will say it without equivocation, Chief Olusolawokun.
So you are working for Chief Olusolawokun?
Of course I will at any given point of time.
Let me also ask you, with all of this you have said, did INEC monitor this election?
The various INEC officers that came were just moping and looking at us because there were no elections. There were none. I won't talk about the stage managed one that I saw Mr. Ilori in Ondo, and then
he was. Call it stage managed?
Oh, of course, yes. There is a process for doing this. You must accredit the people that are coming to vote. The voter register will be ticked. Let them produce a piece of paper like this of voters register.
So are you saying this because you feel things are not done properly, or because Olusolawokun didn't win? If Olusolawokun had won in this process, will you be saying what
if he had done wrong?
Yeah.
If he had gone wrong, I will come and say
you'll come out and
of
say
course, yes.
Him.
You know, Mr. Lokayedatiwa, when he was going to be deprived of his right of succeeding Akeredolu as deputy governor, and by law, no other person is qualified to be so. I was on your station. I was everywhere. And I said that by law, this is his right.
But today now you've moved to Olusolawokun.
No, he has gotten, just a moment, sir, I will explain. He has gotten that because there was no other person who could contest with. There are no 3 deputy governors to contest for that particular position. But now, as soon as he became deputy governor, he became governor, the whole state agreed that Ondo South should produce the governor, and for a period of 8 years. Now, if he as governor will want to contest, by the provision of section 182 subsection 3, he is forbidden from doing 2 terms. The law is that if you have taken over from a former person who's governor, after you complete his term, you can only run for one more term.
Really?
Oh, yes. You need to get
the Constitution was amended.
As amended in 2018.
Yes.
So now if he's to contest for this, he will only run for 4 years. And for us in Ondo South, Ondo Central under Mimiko had 8 years. Ondo North under Aketi had 7 years, but for his death, he would have completed his 8 years.
Yes.
So when it comes to South, we are to have our 8 years. Olushola Okeku can be, Jimo Ibrahim can be, any other person can be for a period of 8 years, but not this governor. And that's what the reason of my challenge.
So what you are saying is because your slot is about to be lost now for your candidate, Olushola, okay, if this man emerges, that's why you're saying all of this.
It's not for my candidate. I have just
you've accepted.
No, I have said Olushola okay is mine, but not because of him. It is because it is meant for that senatorial district. 8 years. You can't tell me that the works you will do in 4 years will be the same as you will do in 8 years. Where will you have the resources? Will the resources be collapsed to you?
We have limited time. Now, the man that oversaw the process for the party is Governor Usman Ododo of Kogi State. But you mentioned only Senator Ovie Omo-Agege, and I was wondering why Senator Ovie Omo-Agege when the thing was from the party side overseen by Governor Usman Ododo. That's number one. Number two, Mr. Akeredolu, the incumbent governor, has called on all the other persons who participated in the primaries to support him. Are you saying, can you tell us, definitely, that because of the circumstances of zoning and tenure that you have explained, that we are likely to have a situation whereby Chief Oke and Senator Jimo Ibrahim will not support Akeredolu, and of course, we know the implications of that for the chances of the APC.
Well, let me start from this last one. Support you for what? For an election that was held or a primary that was conducted? Sir, I said... Sir,
the others have the option of going to the appeals committee of the party.
Very well.
Now, if the appeals committee of the party oppose Akeredolu as a validly elected product of the primaries, are you saying that the party will not work together?
Just a moment, sir. For me, I use a phrase. I said, you can only build something on something for it to stand. If there were primaries in the state and Governor Akeredolu came...
So will Chief Oke go to court to challenge the process?
Well, it will be his choice. But options are available. At least Chief Oke appeared before the appeal committee. There's a principle in law which we call the principle of ripeness and exhaustion. You exhaust all the avenues.
All possibilities.
All possibilities. If the possibilities are all exhausted and you are still not satisfied, then you go for further steps in that direction. That decision has not been taken. But coming to Omo-Agege, Omo-Agege is the secretary of that committee. Governor Ododo was not present on Friday. If he was not present on Friday, the secretary was to take charge. And he took charge and said, election materials will be distributed at Von Hotel in Ijakpo. And we all went there. No election materials. Upon what did they come out with result? No election materials, no returning officers. Not because of Chief Olushola Oke. I am a man that stands by my conscience, and I will say it the way it is. No election held in Ondo State. So calling people, therefore, to clap my hands and say, all of you join hands with me. Can I hold the hair now, the hair in this place, and hold it and say, all of us join hands, let us hold the hair?
No.
It's not possible. Okay. So if there were elections, if the voters participated, the primaries, and maybe some irregularity was okay, let's understand. But the foundation of the house is already destroyed. What can you build on it?
So do you want to redo like Benin?
Of course, the truth of the matter is that we don't even talk about cancellation because it didn't exist. So all we just say is that the leadership of the party should come ahead and say, these kind of persons who participated in making a mockery of us in Ondo State should not come near the election when there's going to be a review of that particular election. If the party does not do it, I fear.
Well, but I asked you, do you see the APC as a result of this crisis losing the election in Ondo State?
A man must be deemed to have intended the probable and natural consequences of his action. So, if he jumps for...
the thing speaks for itself.
Very well.
That's what you
Rest is allocutor.
Okay.
So, it speaks for itself. So, if you did not do it well, PDP is not a dead party. It's standing by to watch the shenanigans and the charade that APC has embarked upon. That's why we are praying that they should quickly come around, rally round, and get the thing done well. If not, we are on our own.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Benson and Enikuomehin, for joining us on the morning show.